time, and I had played all over the country. New York, Houston, Chicago, LA. I'm crossing all that bullshit off the resume and putting Plymouth Harbor right at the top of it. You gotta be shitting me. Only my mother was still alive to see this shit, you know what I mean? Oh God, I hope she's up in heaven looking down thinking, oh my God, son, all that bail money fine he paid out. Look at you, a fucking paddle boat. And you know something, I mean, I booked this show about 3 months ago in the middle of the pandemic, and as soon as I booked it, like, I got hundreds of comedian friends. My phone started ringing off the wall. I started getting texts from everywhere. You booked? Did you really book the paddle boat? I go, yeah, goddamn right I do. I'm a big star in this business, you know what I mean? And I got back watching the show, and you are a great audience. I mean, I realize there's only 26 of you here. And when you all laugh for once, you sound like 27 people. But I don't mean 27 little people either. I mean, you sound like 27, you know, kind of like average-sized people. And that's good. That's what I wanted. You know what I mean? So listen, there's one friend of mine. He calls me and he's bragging about his career. He told me he was doing a cruise ship in the Mediterranean. And I said, I'm doing a fucking paddle boat off the coast of Maryland. You gotta be shitting me. And you think about this, look. I'm only 70 years old. And I'm already playing big gigs like this. You know what I mean? Success comes quick to some people. You know what I mean? And when I was in high school, I had a guidance counselor that told me there was a good chance I'd never amount to anything. Don't tell you how fucking wrong they can be. So, I gotta tell you, this is funny. I went to visit my father a number of years ago. He's passed on, but he was about 93. I went to visit him, and he was kind of miserable in his last days. But this one day, he was really excited. He was happy. And I said, Dad, what's going on? He goes, I got a new hearing aid, Bob. He said, and now my life has changed. It's so unbelievable. I can hear everything. I am no longer left out of the conversation. I'm very, very aware. Everything is wonderful. You ought to get one too. And I said, maybe I will, Dad. What kind is it? And he said, 10 past 3. Yeah, so, you know, like, when I booked this show, I told him, I am a big star. I want things the way I want them, you know what I mean? I'm like, whatever you do, don't pack that fucking boat. You know what I mean? Make sure there's a good 7 or 8 empty seats all over the place, you know what I mean? Huh? Oh yeah, that's because if the place is packed, I'm out of here, you know what I mean? I'm just diving overboard, I don't give a fuck, I'll swim home. And so, okay, I'll tell you what, I don't know where you all are from, but I know it's from around here pretty much. I've been all over this country doing comedy, but I grew up in Weymouth, Massachusetts, okay? So here's the thing.
Trade.
Okay, Braintree, same thing, so you kind of know what I'm talking about. So listen, after doing comedy all over the country, I gotta tell you what, I love to come back to the Northeast and play for you people. Because the people in the Northeast, the Boston area, are the greatest comedy audiences in the entire country. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And there's many reasons for it. Number one, the people in the Northeast are way smarter than they are anywhere else in the country. Number two, you drink way fucking more than they do. And number three, you talk like I do. You know what I mean? Like if I start talking, okay. If I start talking about, you know, like let's say I talk about getting drunk and acting like an asshole in a Chinese restaurant. You people know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? Last week I was in Key West, and I was doing a show for people from all around the country, and it was going very well until I started to talk about what fun it is to get shit-faced and act like an asshole in a Chinese restaurant. And those people were just staring at me like they smelled shit and didn't know where it was coming from. You know what I mean? But up here, drunk and acting like an asshole in a Chinese restaurant? Raise your hand right now. My point exactly. You practically made the Olympic event out of that bullshit. You know what I mean? But here's what I want to tell you. Like, I think that the Chinese people are getting a little sick of it. Like, they're in the back room going, I can't believe the white American asshole said one hung low. We've been married for 25 years, so I married her when she was young. I was in my 40s. When I went to my 25th high school reunion with my wife was 25 years old. I told my classmates my parents gave them to me as a graduation gift. So during the pandemic, as everyone else is talking about, like we never talk about the pandemic because it's just what our fucking lives are in. So the toilet paper panic during the pandemic affected me greatly because I have 3 daughters and a wife. They're all grown. They're not young. They're all grown, and they all lived with me during the fucking pandemic. Okay, so women go through toilet paper. Like I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, when I was a bachelor and I lived alone, I could keep a roll of toilet paper in my apartment for like 2 years. 2 years I could keep a roll of toilet paper. Sometimes people don't believe me. But let me tell you, in my day job, I work in a welding shop, and I know right off the bat you're all thinking, you gotta be shitting me, Bob. Guy funny as you has to work a day job? PSA numbers came back high. I don't know if you know what that means, but my doctor thought that I had prostate cancer. Okay, so I gotta go in for a bunch of tests that I didn't really like. They found a lump in my scrotum. They found a lump in there. The doctor said to me about a year ago, how long has this lump been here? And I said, I didn't even fucking know it was there. You know what I mean? When I was 20, I was very familiar with the area. Nowadays, like I'm not down there that much. That's all I'm telling you. So I had to go in. I had to go into the doctor for a scrotal ultrasound. Okay, so I don't know. I'm naive. I go in, and I'm greeted by a nice young lady, and she tells me, I gotta go in the bathroom, take my pants and my underwear off, and she hands me this sheet of deli paper. It looked like the kind of sheet to wrap a submarine sandwich in. Okay? And there's an X cut out in it. She tells me, put the X right over your lap. Someone will be in soon. So I'm in there, sitting there, thinking pretty weird. All of a sudden, there's a polite knock on the door. I say, come in. I'm hoping it's going to be a young, pretty girl, like 25 years old. No, it's fucking Bruce. Bruce is about 48, bald and a little fat, you know what I mean? So Bruce comes in, and he sits on a stool right in front of me, like my shit is right here with his face. And he puts on a pair of gloves, and he reaches into the X, and he grabs everything that I got, and he flops it up. So like, and I said, Bruce, not for nothing, Bruce, but what's the deli paper for? And he said, no word of a lie, he said, God's there to ensure patient dignity. And I said, well, it's working. Because never in my life have I felt more dignified than I do right now. I don't know if you know this, but as a man gets older, that shit gets bigger. I mean, like, have you ever seen a Crown Royal bag? Same color and everything. Anyway, Father said, Bruce, did you learn what you want to do with the rest of your life on today's career day? And you said, well, yes, Mom. I did. For the rest of my life, I'm going to be involved with old men's nutsacks. Were they embarrassed? No, you know something? That's the truth. And one night, Bruce, when I said, didn't they have career night at your high school? Bruce actually started, he tried not to laugh. And he went, and then he busted into a laugh, he threw his gloves in the bucket, he kicked the chair back, and he said, man, I got a lot of them. That's the best one I ever heard. That's a funny one, too. I said, well, I'm a professional comedian, I'm shot the shit. And him and his wife came to a show, and I did that routine, and I pointed him out, and he was so fucking embarrassed, it was unbelievable. And And I don't know if I got him any more business, but you should have seen the line of people outside his car in the parking lot. Okay, I'm going to finish up. I'm going to tell you one more really cool story because this is like a true story. And the true stories are the best ones. So I went to defend myself in court up in the great city of Boston, Massachusetts, to defend myself on a parking ticket that I got, and I won the case. And I got to tell you, I mean, you can't even tell that I dropped out of high school. I seem pretty smart, don't I? Well, I should have been a lawyer because I come up with a defense that's brilliant. I'm going to share with you because some of these can use it. It's going to work so good. I went to Boston and I drove around for about a half an hour looking for a place to park. And I said, you know, I could have paid $70 to park in one of the garages. I said, bullshit, I'm local, I'm not paying. I finally came around the corner right near the Boston Common, and there was a spot just big enough for my car. So I did like maybe a 37-point turn to get this thing. Frankly, I suck as a driver. But when I got out of my car, I noticed there was a sign right over my hood. The sign said, tow zone, no parking anytime. I read it 2 or 3 times just to be sure because I'm not usually this lucky. And with a certain air of confidence, I went about my business. I went downtown, I made a few purchases, I made a couple of drinks, and then I'm coming back to my car, and I could see from 17 blocks away the fucking parking ticket under my windshield light. I said, bullshit, I'm running like a slow motion. No. Sure enough, there it was. I said, there's no way. I want my day in court. So I filled it out, I mailed it away. My day in court came, I showed up. They called my name, I stood up. You should have seen me, people. I was looking good that day. In fact, I was dressed just like this, only tucked in. The judge says, Mr. Niles? I goes, yes, Your Honor. He says, well, it says here, Mr. Niles, that you left your car in a marked zone. I go, that's right, it's hit, Your Honor. Clearly marked, in fact. Thank you very much for being so understanding and so diligent. May I go now? He said, wait. We need to discuss this a little further. I said, discuss it will. I want to sound like a lawyer. He said, well, Mr. Niles, it says that there was a sign over your car and that the sign said, tow zone, no parking anytime. That's exactly what it said, Your Honor. Again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being so intelligent. And he said to me, what are you, stupid? He said that to me. He said, do you not understand the English language? And I said to him, au contraire, mon ami. I think that maybe I understand the English language a little bit better than you do, Your Honor. You want to be quiet for a minute? You're bound to learn something. See, I can be bold when I know I'm right. I said, Your Honor, may I say a few words in my own defense? He goes, yes, you may. I said, good. I said, Your Honor, as anyone who claims to understand the English language knows, punctuation is vital. Isn't that true, Your Honor? And he goes, oh, yes, that's true. I said, good. He said, isn't it also true that in the absence of punctuation, it becomes the responsibility of the reader, in this case me, to determine the meaning of the words? He goes, well, that is also true. I said, well, Your Honor, there was no punctuation on that sign. None. So when I read the sign, in the absence of punctuation, to me it said, tow zone,